Sorry, guys, I didn't realize anybody was on. I'm a live streaming noob. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize anybody was on. I'm a live streaming noob. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize anybody was on. I'm a live streaming noob. And yeah, sure, I'll do your bike next. Just bring it on over. And I already got the muting down, thanks. So how's everybody's Friday? Y'all excited for the weekend? I am doing a whole slew of things. I've got a cassette I need to replace. Need to warranty this one. I broke the tooth off my cassette. See if you guys can see it here. I can't see my screen, so everything's on a delay. But yeah, I broke my tooth on my cassette, so I gotta warranty that. And then replacing tires, because I seem to go through those real quick. I'm gonna throw my bike in slack mode. See if I want to change my spring on my fork and do a lower service on the fork. Oh, and I got new bars and a stem to install. So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, my trails right now are pretty good. I'm rather lucky. So I'm running a Cush core in the rear, and I have to say, as much as I like it, with WTB tires, man, they're a pain in the butt to get on and off. Luckily, my last tire went bald, so I had to throw this Vittoria Martello on. And this one's not so bad to get off, but the WTBs, I don't know. I think it's the way they got the bead in there. It makes it incredibly difficult to get it off the tire. I just do the lowers. It's not that bad. It's pretty quick, simple, easy, and a little messy, but it's not bad. Any of the internal stuff is a bit more of a headache for sure. When do you expect the trails to open, Brian? The trail boss is really awesome, Brian. It's well worth it. It's just you will struggle to get it on with Cush core. I saw that you picked that up. It's a little rough. I hopefully I can give you a couple of tips as I throw the one I'm going to throw on here. Probably do that next. But yeah, hopefully I can give you a couple of tips with it. I don't know, Patrick. Michelle hasn't responded to me yet on the portal. She's dropped off the face of the planet, left us to our own devices. Thanks, Chris. We'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. No, we're never gonna get paid. Have you put the Cush core on yet, Brian? I saw the photo you posted, but I wasn't sure whether you installed it yet or not. Man, I always mess this up figuring out the rotation. I can't even find the rotation mark on it. There we go. So yeah, this is probably the worst. This is probably the worst part, Brian, is trying to get it in the center, and then after that, like actually getting it on the bead. I've done this so many times that I'm kind of used to it at this point. So it's not so bad, but it's a struggle. You kind of have to at the bottom get it kind of at a weird lip, and then you kind of get to about here. So, and that's when I throw in the tire lever. Maybe I won't need it this time. Ah, I lucked out. Didn't need it. Let's see. I like the WTB has only 3 letters on their tires. It makes centering it above the valve way easier. I think they gave me the tire without the slash guard. This one seems thinner than the last Trail Boss I threw on. No, I don't use a trash can. Sunny is the best, man. Let's see. This is the thing I hate about doing bike maintenance. I can never figure out where I put my stuff at. My tire lever. So when you install these, Brian, the key to doing this, so you don't have to use any soap or tear your hair out or whatever other analogy you want, is to really get it in the center of the channel, and it makes it a million times easier. And then just kind of lever it in there a little bit. Both. Yep, got cush core. Nobody runs Hutchinson tires, Patrick. What's going on, Ken? You know what I forgot? I forgot to get my orange seal and my bike pump. Sounds good, dude. That was a fun time. I'm gonna be right back in like 2 minutes. I need to go grab my pump and my orange seal. Of course you are. Not as good as Michelle does, though. So we got 6 people who are more interested in this than doing work today. I know, right, Pat? So, Brian, another note. The other side of the tire is harder to get in that center channel than the first one. So really make sure you get it in there. And I've found that the easiest way to get sealant in is to put it in while the cush core is in there instead of doing it through the valve, just because it's really easy for the sealant to get stuck in between the cush core and your valve. It's so hard to do this stuff when you don't actually have a bike shop or a shed to do it in. All right. There we go, all done, easy. I'm using Orange Seal. It's been working really great for me. Tires are 2.4 29ers, Trail Boss. The light casing, no point in going the heavier duty casing with cush core or any tire insert in there. And yeah, if I'm lucky, I don't need to use a compressor to pump this up or any soap. So if you do this right, you can work out really well, but you do kind of have to kind of pull the bead apart. Can I change my tires every 4 weeks? I've learned how to do this quick. Here's the impressive part. Let's see if I can actually get them pumped up with a floor pump. Looks like I might need to use soap for this one. Yeah, gotta use some soap. I found that with Maxis, I don't need to use any soap, but WTB, their beads are a little bit different. Oh yeah, stretching it out will make your life way easier. I've torn the crap out of this one already, so it's not so bad. Let's see if I can. Kind of what happens is the push core pushes down once you get it in that center channel. If you don't get things right, then it doesn't want to seat the bead very well. I'm getting one side to sort of seat, but then the other side doesn't want to. And yeah, Brian, literally zero reason to run tough casing with cush core. It does almost nothing for you. I found this helps too, if you kind of compress the tire while you're pumping it up. Helps the bead kind of get seated. I don't think I got it quite soapy enough. This will be my last attempt, and then I'll maybe go the compressor route. I got a whole bunch of other stuff I got to do besides just getting tires on. What's up, Nia? What's up, Shane? Yeah, this isn't going to cooperate. I'm going to need a compressor. So we'll finish this one up later. Still got another tire to go. My first race, what's up, Luke? My first race is going to be in Salida. Just gonna take it easy and do a pre-race in Salida. They're doing a Funduro, so that should be pretty fun. I hilariously signed up for pro just because why not? So we'll we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't destroy me. Rotation problems again. Yeah, see, this one feels like it's got that slash guard because it feels heavier than the Trail Boss I just threw on, like, significantly. No sweat, man. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, the Pat, that's going to be, it's going to be pretty rough. It's the first year, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I don't expect there to be too many pros, but mostly just seeing how the training and conditioning's gone more than anything. And yeah, pro shouldn't be too bad, right? It is. It's worse than finding the hole. Is Shane still in? This is a Vigilante. It's light, high grip. I don't see a point in running a heavy casing up front. At least for my riding style, there's not a ton of point. And it's 29, and it's a 2.5 version. I've got a 2.6 too that I want to try out, but I like this a lot. I think, dare say, even better than the Minions. Of course, I got my tire on the wrong side of the valve. WTB tires go really well with WTB rims. The bead they make just like fits in perfectly, but with other rims, it's a little bit harder to get in. That is a good point, Patrick. No, so put it on. Oh, come on. See if it works now. See if this works. See if this works. Oh man, you stuck around. What'd you do that for? Oh man, that was nerve-wracking. I thought I was about to break this thing off, trying to remove my cassette. I don't blame you. I would be on break at work too. In fact, I would want to not be at work. I'm like sitting here spinning this thing and it's already off. Look at that. Broken tooth. That's cool because I already put like 700 miles on this cassette and they warranted it. So I'm very happy about that. Now I got to get the other one. That is a good question, Patrick. I will, let's say it's somewhere cool where the dirt is red. New one. Oh man, how'd you guess? So what I love about this is it comes with the anti-seize paste in there already, so I don't even have to do anything. No. There's no storage of of fence here. Oh, that's right. This has to go on a certain way. And now you got it right the first time staying active. Heck yeah, man. This is way more fun to watch than sleeping. And thank you. This bike rips. Look at that. New cassette. I'm so excited. See if I can get this tire straightened out. I really don't want to have to get my compressor out. So how's your foot feeling, Patrick? You gotten some more road riding in? Sam, your country's dangerous. It broke Patrick. All right, here goes nothing. Especially the brake levers. Oh man, success. Success. Telling you, no need for a compressor. No compressor at all. Cool. That's done. Throw this in here so they can ship this one back. We have a label. Sweet. I'm using orange seal. Let's see. So I need to swap the brake adapters. And throw it in party mode, slack mode. I got to swap bars and spacers. You guys think I should do next? Brake adapters? Probably do that because I need to take it off to service the lowers. Take it easy, Sam. Question for you guys. I'm running a coil fork kind of in between spring rates. I swapped to the lower spring rate, but I'm having to run a lot of low speed compression and bottom out. on my fork because it's got the ramp control on it. What do you think I should do? My sag's sitting at about like 25-ish% on the front fork, and I am over forked. Should I go back to the stiffer spring rate? Or keep it with the softer spring rate and just run a bunch of bottom out and more low speed compression? Curious. MRP ribbon, coil. I've got to get the right Allen key. Wrong size doesn't work. And the other thing I'll mention, which might help, I have a avalanche tuned rear shock now, and the low speed compression on that thing is very firm, so it blows off really nicely. But if you were to jump on it, you'd feel like it's too stiff. So right now I'm feeling slightly unbalanced, like the front fork is too soft. And I don't know if I should just add more low speed compression or jump up a spring rate. Bro, I would highly recommend using coil, especially if your arthritis is that bad. Coil's got crazy, crazy good small bump compliance. You barely feel any rocks coming at you. It will make your life so much better. And they do have rebound adjustment. Yeah, it should be slightly stiffer. I agree. I kind of want to, I'm more concerned about comfort than anything. I'm thinking maybe the stiffer spring rate, but I'm also going to be slackening the bike out. So we're going to have like 64 degrees head tube angle. It'll be, it's going to be pretty nuts. So I don't know if that lends itself to softer spring rate or a firmer spring rate. What's up, man? Thanks for joining the stream. Talking about spring rate. I'm in between spring rates on my coil fork. And I don't know whether I should go with the firmer one or the softer one. The softer one right now, I'm running a lot of bottom out control and like 2 to 3 clicks of low speed compression. And it still feels, I don't want to say like soft because it doesn't. It feels supportive. supportive, but doesn't feel as stable as the rear of the bike. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, was going back to the firmer one. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's easy enough to swap the springs, so I'll do it. I think I just put this brake adapter on wrong. Actually, I'm quite sure I did. Let me throw this rear wheel on. I am throwing on a new chain. Since I got a new cassette, it's just a little easier that way. What is going on here? Sick. Thanks. It is a sick bike. It's my race bike. I do everything bike. Oh, this thing climbs really well. It's a horse link design. It's 4x4. It's Nolly's design. They're able to control wheel path and axle path separate of suspension path and everything like that. So pretty progressive. About like, I don't know how progressive it is, but I like their bikes because you can run coil or air. They have like 8 different shock options you can choose from, and their bikes are built to like never break. This thing's, I've not broken single one of their bikes. And they're just really well built, and they're freaking tanks, and they ride so well. This is their best climbing bike, for sure, and their first 29er. Let's throw this bad boy in party mode. The other cool thing is they've got little flip chip, which is really simple and easy to do right here. They build their bikes so it performs best in neutral mode, and slack mode's for like if you're trying to race. So I'm going to throw it in slack since I'm racing, see how much I like it, and just want to run with something consistent. So I've gone with 150 and 160 fork and settled on 160. So now I want to figure out slack or neutral. If you don't have one of these, they're awesome. Little torque wrench. It's like 30 or 40 bucks off of Amazon. I would love to ride a transition. Nolly's not nearly as progressive as transition. I think transition's got like a crazy progressive ratio. Your sag's like 35% or something crazy like that. But these guys are like big free ride backgrounds. So James and Dorfling, like Dorfling, Red Bull, and everything like that. He rides Nollies. We had a big festival, not a big festival, but a group of us all came out and rode some Nollies in Sedona. So I'll have some videos of that soon. Thanks for stopping by. Torque wrench is in Newton meters. Yeah, that's crazy. 35% on 120 mils of travel, or yeah, 120 mils of travel. Do it up, man. You let me know when. Planning on doing it, doing a quickie hot lap probably this weekend. I had to do something really weird with this brake adapter because I had the wrong one. So I finally got the right one, and we'll see how she works. Love finding out where all those creeks come from. this washer. Yep, we can. This bad boy can go in. Grab this washer too. Hopefully I installed this the right way. If not, we'll try it again. Welcome back, Brian. You missed it. I got that rear tire pumped up with the floor pump with Cushcore and that trail boss. So it can be done. Just took a little bit of effort. About ready to start on the fork here. This is the fun bit and the messy bit. Gonna do the fork. Debating if I want to leave the fork on or take it off. Probably just gonna take it off. A little bit easier, I think. Yeah, Cushcore is worth it. Highly recommend an insert of any sort, as long as it's not Huck Norris. Not that there's anything wrong with Huck Norris, but that's just like rim protection. I'm actually going to be trying another one out here pretty soon. That's really cool, and I like Cushcore, but there's a couple of things that could be a little bit better about it, and I think these guys might have it nailed. So I'm going to try it out whenever it gets here. Should be Monday, and let you guys know what I think. Put together a nice little video. All right, take it easy, Patrick. I'll probably still be around by the time that you're not doing anything again anyways. What do you mean, Brian? Fork seal with a socket wrench. Thanks, dude. Welcome, Taj. Or should I call you Toj? I know I did. I did it on purpose. Oh, it's just easier because I have Brian. I have the EDC one-up tool. It's just the cassette ring I've got has a socket in it, so I don't need to use a adjustable wrench. And I've found it makes life easier. Yeah, I said Taj. And then I said Toj. This is the most fun part of maintenance. Oh man, look at that. Pops right off. All right. Nice little towel to rest this on. Cool. So WTB tires, I like them a lot. I ran DHF, DHR, and Aggressor, and only run the Trail Boss and the Vigilante so far, but Vigilante is awesome. I like it better than the DHF. It just kind of like keeps me in my corner. Though I have noticed that when the knobs start to go, the side knobs start to go, like any tire, traction's pretty rough. Let me show you. So this is the one I took off. I don't know if you guys can see, but like once stuff like this kind of starts to happen and like these side knobs have nothing here, they don't really hold. So yeah, you got to replace them when that starts happening, but they've been awesome otherwise. And I'm where the the dirt's red. Come on. You got it. Yeah, I was down in Tucson and took about 2 to 3 weeks of riding, roughly like 70, 80 miles a week to get the Vigilantes to look like that. So, I mean, Tucson's pretty rough on tires. Oh, I give up. This thing doesn't want to cooperate. Alrighty, so as suggested, dropping. Hey, Taj, question for you. I'm in between spring rates. I threw a softer spring in, and I've been liking it, but got to run a lot of low-speed compression and a lot of bottom-out resistance on the coil. So do you think I should go up a spring rate or just run more low speed compression than what I'm doing right now? That should be able to stay there for a bit, huh? Oh man, it is dirty up in here. That sucks. So that safely down. This bad boy out. Ooh, that is really dirty. Let's see, I got this. Yeah, Somo is pretty rough. That's for sure. Just gets really hot. Sure is fun. let's just say that you got it. At least for the time being. Right, I think that's all cleaned out. So, I think I am gonna. I hope I didn't lose oil out of my damper. Would not be good. Oh, it's the wrong side. I think we're good. Sweet. All right, I think I am. I think I am gonna up the spring rate on this. Probably be a good idea, huh? I just think my preload screw is okay. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty rad here, that's for sure. I am digging it. No, MRP. It's going to be a little hard to do. Hopefully I don't mess anything up. Figure out how I want to do this. Probably better if I had left the fork in the bike. There we go. That's so cool. There's a eagle, I think. Didn't see it, but heard it. I don't know if you guys heard it. I do not remember Marzo cheesy ones. at a Bomber 888, and I had a downhill bike. I really liked it. Nice fork. Alrighty. That's out of the way. So now need two things. I'm gonna drop these here. I'm gonna go grab some grease. And then we'll do this spring swap. What's up, Mark? Got me right in the middle of swapping a spring on my fork. Right, sweet. Thing I like about MRP, for those of you who are not familiar, their forks, besides feeling awesome, are really cool in the fact that it is super easy to adjust them. So if you want to change your travel or anything like that, it's super easy. So I'm going to show you guys, try to clean this up a little bit. Yep, I'm sort of west at the moment. It's getting close to dinner time for me, at least. So the cool thing about MRP is if you want to change your travel, this fork goes from 160 to 120, I think. All it requires is moving this contraption here down, and that'll reduce your travel. And mine's at 160 right now, and no extra parts or anything like that. And you can go with in-between sizing. So if you want to run like a 145 mil fork, you can do that with no problem. It's really easy and everything like that. And their forks, this is a coil fork. It runs what's called ramp control on it, so you can adjust how much progression the fork has. It's really, really neat. So let's pop the spring out. Literally just threw this guy in here. But yeah, we're gonna jump to something a little heavier. I'll swap back if I'm not digging it. But I've got a big mess going on here right now, so pardon me. They need marine grease, but whatever, we'll use Park Tools grease. Running 160 on this bike. This bike's set up for anywhere from 130 to 160. Which is pretty sweet. Grease just helps keep this thing like from rattling around too much. Oh man, that looks so good. Okay. You missed the first part of first part of the stream. Threw my bike into slack mode on this thing, so we'll see how that runs. Threw new tires on, new cassette. I got to throw a new chain on. And yeah, we're doing lowers on the fork right now. Alrighty, so I need this. Yep, so we jumped into slack mode because I wanted to know how this bike will run in slack mode. Since I do some racing, there's slack modes more for racing than anything else. That's where the bike feels the most balanced. Or I'm sorry, the bike feels most balanced in the neutral mode, and slack mode's more set up for racing to get a little bit of extra slack head tube angle and everything like that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and figure out how to. All right, that should work. Cool. All in. Spring change that simple. You guys planning on riding anywhere this weekend? Where's Scottsdale at? It sounds familiar. I just can't place it. Oh, dude, I hear you. Pollen is the worst, that's for sure. At least you don't have giant bugs attacking you yet. Oh, right. Of course, in Phoenix. Okay. Let's see. All right, so this is good to go. I need to clean up lowers. So I've got, all right, so clean these out real quick. Throw these foam rings, start soaking these. Okay. Land of the MILF and Cougars. That's funny. So do you write anywhere else besides that place I always see your videos at? Mark? Sorry, didn't mention who I was talking to. Got some excited dogs at the dog park. Oh man, I just made a mess, as I always do. Give me 2 seconds. I need to grab something. All right. When you got limited tools, you gotta improvise. What are you planning to out of state, Mark? Where are you planning on going? I'm going to be in Colorado all summer long, man. So hit me up. If my schedule allows for it, at least. Right. Oh, I had something. Shoot. Give me 1 second again. I seem to have misplaced an item. as I tend to do when I do these maintenance things. Where's Cabo San Lucas? Remote jobs are where it's at. That's what I do. What do you guys do for a living? Haha. That sure would be nice, though. I'm sure the heat might get to you sometimes. Like pen testing or... I'd expect that, I mean, depending what you're doing in IT security, you could pretty easily do that remote, or at least a good portion of it remote. No? Though this is the most fun for me, it's probably also the most boring for you guys to watch of maintenance. Nothing really fun happening. I'm just trying to get my suspension up and running again. Yeah, there's just so much in IT security, and it's blowing up right now. Everyone needs it. Okay, security architecture and engineering, gotcha. Yeah, that might be a little bit harder to find remote. You might be able to do some consulting with it and kind of run across different places, but yeah, it's seems like it might be a struggle remote wise to do that. Cool. Got those done. Now what's up, Travis? We're I would have loved your advice like 20 minutes ago. I'm in between spring rates, and I wasn't sure whether to go with the firmer or the softer spring rate for the bike. We decided to go back to the firmer one on the ribbon. consulting is legit. You just gotta, it's a lot more sales than it is actually doing work. So be prepared for that if you do it, unless you find like a consulting agency. You kind of go through them and everything like that. Otherwise, it's awesome. I just got tired of having to look for work all the time, so I jumped into working for the man again. But I like my job, so even if it is stressful at times. I would disagree with firmer is always better. Comfortable is better, because if you feel comfortable, then you can go fast. Where you can definitely be too firm on literally everything. So I have gone that direction of too firm, and you have an uncontrollable bike at that point, especially for a really long day when you're racing. It makes for not fun. Not, as soon as you get an adult job, you're going to hate having an adult job. All right, we're going to balance this on my chair, which is also my desk right now, and throw these foam rings in. Alrighty, foam rings are in. Lube up these seals, which honestly probably need to get replaced, but we'll do that before the races. Oh, hold on. Stuff's blown away. I will admit, adult money is very nice. But adult life, I could certainly pass on. Just got to get on that fast track to not working. That's the real way to do it. Alrighty, I'm putting this on backwards, so hopefully I'm not putting it on, well, the wrong way. There we go. Perfect. Yes, 185 mil dropper. And the funny thing is, I could probably have gone with a 200. That's insane. You can have a 200 mil dropper. That's longer. Starting to get discombobulated with all my stuff thrown around everywhere. But yeah, it's crazy to me. I have more travel on my dropper than I do on my fork. I think it could be good. It depends what you're looking for. Oh no, I'm spilling oil everywhere. Like lots of oil. I would say custom tune matters way more than whether you're air or coil. Sweet. This has been the jankiest bike maintenance I think I have ever done. And jankiest fork maintenance I have ever done. Oh, he definitely needs help with his next live stream. You got to set him straight on the facts for strength and conditioning. Right. Yeah, middle-aged masher, just get a custom tune. You can look at like Avalanche or Vorsprung or something like that, you'll be way happier with that than just getting an off-the-shelf OEM shock. Like, people do that, but you spend way more and it's just not worth it. Like, significantly not worth it. My rear shock is custom tinned and the front fork can't keep up anymore. It's always somewhat nerve-wracking putting this back together. Sometimes I wonder if I did it right. Oh, come on. There's a point where this will catch and I'll be done. It's just not soon. Oh, give me a break, man. Why is this not going in? Take the damn thing out. Figure out what's going on. Okay. I think I see the problem. This. So one of the things that I struggle with MRP is if you get oil in these little 3 mil hexes down in there, and it's hard sometimes to get your stuff back in. to get oil in that 3 mil area. Oh yeah, I guess I will. Or if I hit rocks, there's no rocks where you live. All I see is smooth single track that has a slightly small slope, Taj. And I think this is ready to go back in. Oh, give me a break. Try a different tool here. There it is. No, I'm talking about you, Taj. Every time I see video, your stuff is like super no rocks. Is this still like, this is not catching? Still. Oh my God, I think we're there. Sweet. All right. Now, time to throw the fork back on. Bro, your Keystone video is like so long ago, I don't even remember when you posted it. And what did you even ride down Keystone? What was your video on? What trail? Okay. Bro, you don't remember which trail you rode at Keystone? That's my favorite park. Wild Thing is the best trail there, in my opinion. Thing is gnarly. Favorite trail in Sedona? Um, I don't know. I haven't ridden a ton in Sedona, but I mean, Highline's pretty legit. Say probably Highline just because. I mean, I'm not super crazy about Sedona. It's too much up and down. There's not enough sustained downhill for me, but it's like the riding is still really cool. Highline's just got some really gnarly lines and stuff like that. I'd probably say Sedona or Highline. You have to try it, dude. It's their gnarliest black line, in my opinion. And then Helter Skelter is super gnarly. I can't really do that one. The maybe now. I was able to do it, but there were a few sections I just couldn't clean on Helter Skelter. Of course, I grabbed the wrong one. Wrong size. See? go. Like I said, this is probably one of the jankiest maintenance videos or live streams you'll ever see. Trying to make sure the fork doesn't drop. That would suck real bad. All right, that should hold for needs for now. Put some stuff away. TC Downhill is the biggest troll on YouTube. Worse than me. Way worse than me. He even trolls when he doesn't realize he's trolling. That's how good of a troll he is. Okay, let's see. Got to figure out how many spacers I'm running. Need another spacer. If I like this combo, I'm probably going to have to cut my steer tube down a little bit again. No need to get all salty, dude. I'm just giving you a hard time. Alrighty, gonna throw these new bars on. See if I'm gonna like them. Got a way shorter, or not way shorter, 5 mil shorter stem. We're going to an aluminum bar from Carbon. It's smaller diameter. I don't know. Everyone's Carbon happy. I don't see the point, really. I was like on it for a bit, and I don't know. I don't need to stress about having a brake that puts me out and I can't ride, or a completely broken part. Like, I care more about durability. So it's only a matter of time until something happens, and I don't want to think about it. It's not worth it to me. My bike's aluminum, and I went from a Carbon to an aluminum bike. And I've had zero regrets. I get it. I get why people like carbon. Just, yeah, I don't know. For me, don't see the need. Trying to put these things on so I don't need to take the whole freaking faceplate off the stem. But I don't know that that's working. Trying to see what you guys are, what awful things you're writing about me. So I'm too far away to see the screen right now. That looks about centered to me. Cool. All right. What awful things have you been saying? Yeah, to each their own. I don't know. It's not worth it to me to run carbon. It's more expensive, and yeah, I don't feel a huge benefit or difference, but I get why people do. And yeah, I might need to borrow your tap kit again, Brian. Mine, my we'll see how these bars work, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to trim that down. You guys can see it. Look how tall that steer tube is. I forgot my coffee, which there's only a tiny drop of. I don't see aluminum versus carbon bars doing much of anything because you've got tires, which matter way more, and then suspension, which is soaking all that stuff up. Like, if you're still getting vibrations through your bars at that point, I think you got a setup wrong closer to the ground than at the bars. But that's my opinion. Who really knows? I expect that it'll be better because these are the VibroCore bars, so they've got foam inside of them, so any vibration will kind of be dampened by the foam. And they're also smaller diameter. I had the race faces are 35 mil clamp, and these ones are 31.8 mil clamp. So that should get me pretty good, I think. Alrighty, let me get these grips and everything like that swapped over. Just got to find my tools, which I have again lost. Actually, before I do that, let me get this fork finished. You know what I could go for right now? Getting pretty hungry. Could go for some pizza. I love pizza. Come on, Park Tool. Why do you need to put little stupid rubber grommets in your tools for no reason? Take it easy, Taj. So my suggestion, Brian, if you're feeling harshness, try dropping your pressure on your front tires. And when you throw the cush core in, if you're throwing them in the front, you'll notice a huge difference on how low you can go. And that's where most of the vibration I feel comes from. Like all your small bump sensitivity is mostly in your tires. It's not your suspension. Suspension's supposed to like keep you planted and keep you on the ground. So if you're feeling some vibrations, like play with your, if you're kind of hitting rock gardens and don't feel like small bump compliance, adjust your tire pressure and that'll help out a lot. But yeah, if it's like vibrations, like that could be tire pressure, or it could just be vibrations through the bike. But I'm willing to bet that like half a PSI or a PSI will make a huge difference in vibrations. What's up, man? Oh, forgot Bike Yoke's amazing idea to throw Torque's head on their adapter, which makes setting this thing or pulling the thing off a pain in the butt. It's the only thing I don't like about that dropper post is Torque's key. Hi. There, that should stay, I think. Oh man, nollies are so beautiful. Yeah, I prefer hex to Torx, but whatever. I'm not gonna complain too much. The dropper's pretty rad. It's just the lever. The lever is my the bane for me. Hold on. Do this a little different. Get a little grease on this bad boy, because why not? Probably gonna trim these down, but I want to make sure I like them first. If I don't like the setup, then see if I can return it. But I suspect going from 35 mil rise to 50 mil, I suspect I will enjoy the extra rise and getting a little bit more comfortable. So we'll see. Don't know till you try, right? Just wonder if I should leave this. Shit. Works. Okay. Got tools just lying everywhere. And I can never find the one that I'm looking for. It's 185. New Periphery, I really like it. Their last couple of albums have been really boring to me. Like, they don't have anything special, but this one's pretty sick. I dig it a lot. And it was I was very excited to see it come out. It's been a while since their last album. I thought they were done for. And they decided to take a long break. You listened to that album I sent you yet? By the way, shrink tube wrapping, no good. Don't do that. It makes your life way harder if you need to swap cables or something like that. This looks way cleaner. Just doing like small little electrical tape, way better. Don't make yourself hate yourself by, of course I'm gonna hate myself right now because I can't get it. Bars are too long. I think I need to take the sticker off. Warning, install properly. They were pretty chill spank. Something happened in shipping and the decals kind of rubbed off a little bit. So I said, don't worry about it. No sense in sending me another pair. Like, it's just cosmetic. I'm gonna probably crash and mar these up anyways. So said they'd send me a discount code, which I was quite pleased with. Run their rims, and I'm digging them a lot. Like I said, going back to going aluminum. Carbon rims can just be overly stiff. I don't know if anybody read the Pink Bike article today. Came out on why some guys switching. And again, I think the guy's spot on. I think it depends on your frame and how stiff your frame is, whether carbon wheels and carbon parts make sense. Because you need a little bit of compliance in your bike, not just a straight like, oh, I gotta have the stiffest thing in the world. Like, it doesn't work like that. You need stiff, then run your tire pressures at 60 psi. See how long you do that for. Okay, getting there. Take it easy, Travis. Let's see. What was I doing? Let's throw this bad boy back on. Hope to be done soon. Not there quite yet. Almost, though. You guys got any questions for me? Anything you're burning to know? Oh no, that's no fun. Dropped it in the oil bucket. Oh well. Life can't all be just flowers and roses, I suppose. Okay. Let's get this back on. Okay, and I need to, let's see, let's get these knobs back on. Where am I riding? It's a good question. I don't know. Thinking about doing a hot lap at Highline, and then something else. I'm not quite sure yet. Haven't decided. I'm not actually in Colorado right now. But yeah, I might do a collab or two. Just depends. More about racing, and I know a lot of the other YouTubers are more about sessioning and having a good time and everything like that. So, I mean, if schedules line up and video ideas line up, then I'm all about it. But I'm not a giant fan of like the hey, I'm riding with this random dude. Well, not really random, but you know what I mean. I think it has to be more than just a simple like, hey, we rode together type deal. So I don't find that stuff very interesting. And most of the time in the videos I've seen, people end up riding by themselves because their other person's not in sight. No sweat, dude. I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, hoping to do a collab or two. Trying to convince TK or TC Downhill to come out, and Travis from T Colbo MTB to come out, but I know he's moving, so that may not work out. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Race for fun. I'm all about fun. Not about crushing it. It's, for me, going as fast as I can is fun. That's what I like to do. So, and for me, racing's more about like how can I push myself more than it is like can I beat other people. But yeah, I've collabed with a few folks already. Tried to tried to do something a little bit more than just a standard ride, but it didn't work out so well. So yeah, just between training schedule and everything like that, it can get rough too. And racing is all about progression too. You get to meet some. The thing I like about racing is like even if you're not fast, like everyone who races is trying to like be somewhat serious about biking in some way, shape, or form. Like even if they're out just having a good time, they're still out to like be serious about it. So you've got people who like are actively trying to to be better instead of the like, I really just want to drink beers and cruise crowd. So let's do 3 miles and then go smash some beers type crowd, which is also fun. Just that's not really my thing. We'll move this back up. Do you know Travis Bicanic? I feel like the bars are good. Probably just replace this, but I can't be bothered to take it off. These bars feel really wide. Oh, TK, T Colbo, MTB. You were talking to him earlier. Thought you might have known him. Like he was your buddy in person or something like that. Okay. Word. Yeah, I'm all about that. Hitting the trail to get better and stuff like that. Let's see. I'm almost done. Just need to throw the new chain on. I don't think I brought that out with me. So I need to go inside and grab that. All right, I'm gonna go grab that chain and then should be able to wrap up. There's a Slack channel I can get you guys in. I don't have invite permissions, but I can get it. It's kind of dead. Seems a little loose. If that fixes anything for me. You guys know any quick tips for getting your B tension set on Eagle? I've used the tool, but it doesn't seem to do much of anything for me. Yeah, I've done it under sag with the tool, and I still think it's off. I mean, their instructions say to do it where the axle path is furthest from the bottom bracket, which I don't necessarily think is sag, but maybe it is. That's what they suggest. I've done both, and I still think it's off. I mean, how do you know when it's right and when it's wrong? Does it just not make any noise when you shift, or is there something else going on? Because I've got it generally pretty good on the trail. But I did break a tooth, and they mentioned that typically that is because you've set your B tension up incorrectly, which doesn't do me a whole lot of good because, yeah, I don't know. That's why I got a warranty on it. In the largest cog or smallest cog? Like hardest gear or easiest gear? Because I saw a video of easiest gear, or I'm sorry, hardest gear, and for this was Shimano, not SRAM, but they adjusted the B tension until it didn't make any noise. Okay, I'll give that a shot. Eagle is really finicky. It sucks. And it definitely does eat your chain. I mean, I followed the instructions, but even still, I don't know that I've got it right. I'm just gonna mess with this and see what kind of noise we makes. I'm gonna just assume that that's good. I don't understand how it works. I did a whole turnout, but it doesn't seem noisy or anything like that to me. I doubt you guys can hear much of a difference, but I could try to see if I can get the computer closer so you can hear it. But yeah, I don't know that that'll do much of anything. But this chain was black. You can kind of see what the last one did. So I think I was a little off somewhere. I mean, something was rubbing. Hey man, pollen ain't kill nobody. You just gotta you gotta suck it up. I agree. It sucks to not be able to ride though. Like clay soil, I don't know. Clay soil sucks because yeah, when it's like even remotely wet, you can't ride. I mean, I get why trail builders are all like, don't ride in rain or don't ride in the wet and everything like that. But I mean, if there were a smaller set of trails, like nobody really rides, and you get to ride, like there's a very few people who know about it, then say screw it, just ride. Like so long as the soil can handle it, right? Like if you got straight up clay, like there's nothing you can do about it. But I don't know. I don't really agree with the whole mantra of like don't ride when it's wet. Like I think it's fine too, but you've just got masses of people who ride in the wet, and I think that's the bigger issue. And it's just easier to say nobody ride in the wet than a small number of people because it does destroy the trails. It's just a lot of people like ride through or ride around the edges and they make the trails wider. That doesn't help anything. You need to go through puddles. And if they're too deep or you're making ruts, like you got to get off the bike and walk it. Which, again, I know that damages a trail, but it's less impactful than like your weight and the weight of the bike all going into the tires. Like it's spread out a little bit more, and then it's not nearly as bad. But I feel your guys' pain. Trust me, I do. I know it is. I know it's not fun, and certainly not telling you to go ride the trails wet, because every area is different. Skills practice is really good to do when it's wet, whether that's urban riding or getting your turns down. Oh, for sure. Like it depends too, right? Like, because every area's rocky trails are different. But yeah, but I mean, berms and flow trails just can't handle it. And personally, like that stuff's fun, but I don't know. I'd rather ride rocks anyways. But again, like it really depends on the area and amount of rainfall and everything like that. I hear you on the wheelie front. I told myself I was going to learn how to do long wheelies and manuals this year, and so far I've spent 1 month practicing it and then stopped. So I'm back at square one again. I really gotta like put some effort into some skills stuff instead of like doing it and then stopping, because you do not get better by doing that. Like it requires work and consistency. Otherwise, you might as well just not do it. Okay. Let's just double check this. I'm going to assume that is good. Ryan Leach's stuff is quite good for getting comfortable in wheelies or manuals. Like very good. Of course, I get like partway through the course and then stop because yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good reason. I just demanding job makes it hard to dedicate time sometimes to be consistent. So I slack off on it. But his stuff, like it's pretty cheap to get just the single course, which I highly recommend, because you will notice a quick improvement. Like I'm close to wheeling, and I think maybe the brake's good for me. But I also then switched back to clipless pedals, which has been sort of my downfall here, in that all of a sudden I'm more scared to kind of lift it up, but I still pop it up and give it a shot every once in a while, because you gotta do it. You gots to. I hope these bars are awesome. Yeah, manuals, I don't know. For me, manuals are a little bit better. I found once I've got the motion down, and I don't want to say it's similar to wheeling because it's not. It is fairly different. But like if you're comfortable on that back wheel, and you know the motion, you can basically throw your. Ooh, you know what I have not done? You can throw your. You can kind of manual through rollers pretty easily, which is really nice. So like that's what I recommend doing is got some bike shine going on here. Is doing that, just manualing through rollers. Because like in the grand scheme of things, like if you're manualing, that's all you really need to do is know how to kind of manual between a roller. And that's not scary once you've got the motion. Wicked. Alrighty. Just about done. Flats are legit. Those are the bomb. Best thing for skill building for sure. I'm just moving back to clips for getting used to them and racing. But as soon as off season hits again, I'm back to flats. So I switch back and forth. Just works for me. Honestly, like once you get used to it and you have the skills, it's not really much of a jump to kind of swap back and forth if that's your thing. But you don't really need to swap back and forth by any means. I like clips because you don't lose your feet. And so in a racing situation, that's pretty important. Yeah, I wouldn't bother going to clips unless like you need to or you're racing, but like there's really not a huge benefit mountain biking wise in my opinion for going clips unless you're doing crazy distance. And even then I would argue flats are still better because you can move your foot around and adjust where you want your where your foot placement is, which helps out pretty significantly. Cool. How's she look? No, it's kind of dark, but let me throw some stuff in back where it belongs. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Just make sure my sag's okay and all that fun stuff. And thanks for hanging out, guys. What did you think? Do you like hanging out and doing the whole live stream thing? Is it fun? Should I do another one of these? Thinking about maybe doing a once a month live stream type deal. I mean, I basically do everything we just did more or less every month. So might make a good time to do a live stream, hang out, chill out, answer some questions and stuff like that. Can't really control the lighting though. I can try to get started, but since it's getting to be summer, it'll be lighter for a longer portion of the day, which will help. Dude, for sure, for sure. You will like it. Drop my suggestion. Is it going to be your first time jumping on WTB, Brian? They're super dumb grippy. Better than DHF, in my opinion. They like hold you in your corner, and DHF seems to like almost push you out. So I like them a lot. they've got their stuff dialed for sure. Just make sure as soon as your corner knobs start to like rip off, that's kind of the time they stop working and aren't nearly as grippy. So yeah, you do need to swap them when that happens, or at least that's kind of been my experience. And I've only run them for 1 month, so hard to give a really good opinion. Okay, so my suggestion on the WTB tires, so they've got, I'm assuming the ones you have are the new Trail Boss Vigilante, which come with slash guard, so it's like a stiffer sidewall. I'd say it's probably it's heavier than EXO, like sidewall support, but lighter obviously than Double Down. It might be closer to like EXO Plus, but I haven't ridden EXO Plus. I don't think anybody's really gotten a good chance to ride EXO Plus from Axis yet. You can probably, between the Cush core and switching tires, I would start with dropping 2 PSI right out of the gate, and see how that feels. Just because I know it's going to be hard to like have a good baseline as far as pressure between putting Cush core in there and changing to a different tire. Like it'll be hard to get that baseline. So whatever you're running now, just I would say 2 PSI less. You can probably go 4 PSI less pretty safely, just with the like stiffer sidewall and the Cush core in and of itself. And that should get you in a pretty good spot. You guys got any final questions for me before I sign off? I'm gonna getting pretty hungry. It's past dinner time, well past dinner time. So want to get some food, but yeah, happy to answer some last questions. Not sure. Probably a vegetarian beef burrito bowl. I think that's gonna be dinner. Got some beans and quinoa and maybe some peppers and onions and stuff like that. Throw it all together. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I'll have enough time to put out a video for this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take it easy.